Ooh, that wind's gonna play some nice tricks. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, testing, testing, testing 1 2 3.
Oh, that wind's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I can grab that at any cost. I don't need the small one. Just the two big ones for subs.
There's high school as we get set to bring you our first Saguaro Sabercat baseball game of the year here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Derek Diesner, Ryan Sikora here with you as we get set for Sabercat baseball. Today they are hosting the Mesquite Wildcats. And Ryan, earlier this week, Saguaro traveled to Mesquite and played at Mesquite on Tuesday and fell 11-4. So you know the Sabercats are looking for some revenge here this afternoon.
Yeah, you have to look at what you saw on Tuesday as a chance to build for Coach Joe Mickey against this Mesquite Wildcats team that looks to be a pretty good contender for the state title this year. For Saguaro, though, it's our first game we've had them here. We're going to have more, obviously, here on the Varsity Sports Show. And for Saguaro, I guess the key today is get out of the gate. Is get out of the gate strong and continue as the game goes on. Strong pitching performance needed tonight, I think, though, against this Wildcats offense.
Definitely. Well, the head coaches are meeting at home plate right now with the umpires, and at this time, let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the visitors from the Mesquite Wildcats. Leading off in center field will be Keaton Bell. Batting second, the shortstop, Thomas Vogie. In the 3-hole will be the third baseman, Jacob McCormick. Chris Robles will bat in the cleanup spot. He'll be the Wildcats' designated hitter. Batting fifth is Daniel Clark. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Zach Sawashka. Batting seventh is Zach Allen. He'll be at second base. In the 8th hole is the left fielder, Ryan Fahey, and rounding out the order is catcher Cole Larson. On the mound today for the Mesquite Wildcats will be number 15, Levi Morrison. And now let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Saguaro Sabercats. Leading off the shortstop, Ty Nelson. Batting second is the pitcher, Thomas DiCharo. Batting third is Javin Jacobs, and the cleanup hitters, the third baseman, Caleb Simpson. Catcher Frank Gregorio will bat fifth, followed by Aiden Bronska. He'll be at second base today. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Tanner Nelson. Chavez will bat eighth. He is the designated hitter, and rounding out the order is the left fielder, Jacob Pickett. And that is the batting order for your Saguaro Sabercats with Thomas DiCharo on the mound. I believe I am saying that right. DiCesaro, there we go. And right now the teams are taking the field as we get the lineups announced to the home crowd here. And we're getting set for the playing of our national anthem. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds. Temperatures are in the upper 60s here. We've had some sprinkles on and off, and we'll hope that the rain will hold off for today's ball game. Wind is blowing slightly towards right field at the moment, and we'll be tracking that all afternoon. But a beautiful day for baseball now that the sun is coming out. At this time, we will pause for the playing of our national anthem.
Everyone, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And we are just minutes away from the start of this ball game between the Wildcats and Sabercats. And Ryan, what would your keys be for the Saguaro Sabercats today as they look to get a victory here at home in front of their home fans?
Well, you have to start off. Strong pitching performance is going to be needed for Thomas DeCesaro on the mound against this Mesquite offense that has put up some runs in their first 5 games of the season. Starting off 5-0, you have to start with the defense to stop a team that seems like they're going to put up some runs. And on the offense side of the ball, you got to find some hits. Frank DiGregorio, the catcher, batting .455 and a home run in the first 4 games, seems to be the big threat on offense for Saguaro. But outside of that, Caleb Simpson at third, Ty Nelson at short, Tanner Nelson at right field all look like threats against this Mesquite defense, and especially against a pitcher like Levi Morrison, who has 1 appearance this year. He's only pitched 2 innings. He's got 5 earned runs, so he seems gettable for the offense.
Definitely. Yeah, looking at the starter for your Sabercats today, it's right-hander Thomas DeCesaro, and he is making his 4th appearance of the year, 0-1 on the year. He's thrown 10 innings to this point, allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned. But check this. He has 15 strikeouts on the year with 0 walks, so he locates his pitches well, and the Sabercats are going to need that here this afternoon. It looks like we are just about set for the beginning of our game here today as DeCesaro throws his final warm-up pitch, and we are ready to go as the center fielder Keaton Bell will step to the plate. Mesquite in their road black tops and gray bottoms. Saguaro in their home black tops and white bottoms, letters and numbers in yellow outlined in white. Bell will bat from the left side. He digs in. And we are ready to go. You can hear the wind in our microphones. It is blowing towards right field at the moment. Umpire gives DeCesaro the go, and we are underway with a first pitch called strike. 0-1 the count to Keaton Bell, the Wildcat center fielder.
Right away, DeCesaro works the bottom of the zone, gets a first pitch strike to start off well.
Bell really stands close to the plate and swings at this one, fouls it down that third baseline, and that'll even the count at 1-1. DeCesaro shakes off the first sign, likes the second, the 1-1 on the way. Good breaking ball. Called strike 3. And that'll retire Bell for the first out of the ball game. 1 up, 1 down for the shortstop, Thomas Vogie.
Great start for the Sabercats here as DeCesaro gets a 3-pitch strikeout to start us off.
Vogie, one of the dangerous hitters for the Wildcats, batting .474 on the year with 11 driven in already. Stepping off the mound is DeCesaro. He'll dig back in, and he's ready to go on the rubber. First offering to Vogie, hit high in the air, but foul back behind the Mesquite dugout. 0-1 the count. Field dimensions here at Saguaro High School. 322 down the line, 364 in the alley, and 384 to dead center. DeCesaro again just not getting a good read with his catcher, Frank DiGregorio, and he'll step off the rubber. He's back on. Here's the 0-1. Good breaking ball in there for a called strike. 0-2 now to Thomas Vogie. Jacob McCormick in the on-deck circle for Mesquite. Here's the 0-2. Away and in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Second baseman shading near that second base bag. They're playing him to pull it. And DeCesaro spikes this one in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2. Vogie fouls this one back into the fencing. We'll do the 2-2 again. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first inning, no score between the Wildcats and the Sabercats. The 2-2 from DeCesaro. Hit on the ground, foul down the first base line.
Good battle here for Vogie to keep DeCesaro on the mound and keep the strike count going upwards here. Only the second batter, and this is now the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Making him work early. 2-2 misses high, and that'll run the count full.
Starting to lose a little bit of control on the plate is DeCesaro, but he's still hanging in there just like the batter is.
The 3-2. Fastball high. That's DeCesaro's first walk of the year as Vogie will trot on down to first with the free pass. 1 on, 1 out for the number 3 hitter, Jacob McCormick. McCormick on the season batting .286. First pitch ball, 1-0 the count. Quick check on the runner at first. Bobbled by the first baseman, Arnold, but he'll pick it back up. 1-0 the count to Jacob McCormick. Runner goes, throw is high, and he's in there with the stolen base. So Vogie has moved into scoring position by swiping second on that second ball from DeCesaro.
Not the biggest leadoffs from Vogie there. Tough throw to make for DiGregorio. He's got to make it, though, in that situation. Now up to the 15th pitch of the inning for DeCesaro.
And he's going to throw this one into center field. That's going to get the runner up to third on the E1. That's one thing that has plagued this Sabercat team this season are the errors. I believe that's their 15th error already this season. This is only their 5th game of the year. You make errors like that, and a team like Mesquite is going to capitalize. Fastball up and away, 3-0 now
And more
to McCormick.
More importantly, a player like Vogie will definitely capitalize on that, as we've seen so far early on in the season with all the runs he's put in, all the RBIs.
The 3-0. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Called strike, 3-1.
Good pitch to answer for DeCesaro there. Needed that to calm himself down, get the game back on track for the Sabercats.
3-1 from DeCesaro. Outside, and he walked him. Runners at the corners. Back-to-back walks issued by DeCesaro, and he had 0 walks coming into today's contest. So with runners at the corners, designated hitter Chris Robles will step to the dish. He's batting .429 on the young season. The righty digs into the batter's box. DeCesaro from the stretch. He'll throw over to first. Ball gets away from the first baseman, and that's going to score the game's first run.
And there we go again. Another tough throw on a runner leading off from first base. Sees the Mesquite Wildcats get their first run here in the first inning. Tough start for DeCesaro, at least after the first batter. He started off strong. Since then, it's been a little bit rough. Let's see if we can calm it back down, and DiGregorio will go to the mound to have a talk.
And on that last play, I don't know if you give an error to the pitcher there, because it was kind of a wild throw over to first, or Are you going to call that on the first baseman for just not making that grab?
Yeah, tough throw to catch for the first base, for Arnold, the first baseman, but he's got to probably be able to pick that one out of the dirt there.
Robles ready at the dish. Runner up at second is Jacob McCormick. He'll get his lead. It's already 1-0 Mesquite here in the top of the first inning. DeCesaro sets at the belt. First offering swung through and missed. 0-1 now to Robles.
Big swing from Robles, clearly trying to get a runner in on scoring position into the plate to make it 2.
The 0-1. Fastball misses outside. 1-1 the count now to Robles. DeCesaro really struggling with his control early on in this ball game, and that's not something Saguaro has seen a lot of this season. As the 1-1 is hit foul over our heads onto the softball field, and I believe the softball team's in the middle of practice at the moment. The 1-2 to Robles. Missed outside. That'll even the count at 2. The 2-2 is hit high in the air, in the center, coming in now and making the grab for the second out of the inning is Javin Jacobs. And with 2 outs and a runner still up at second, the first baseman Daniel Clark will step to the dish.
A little bit better control from DeCesaro there on the mound, and good swing by Chavez, but again, Javin Jacobs out there in center field has a good track there, is able to easily get under the ball and make the play for the second out of the first inning.
DeCesaro spikes this one in the dirt. 0-1, or 1-0, excuse me, the count to Daniel Clark. Clark on the year, batting .353 with 4 driven in. The 1-0 swung through and missed. Good fastball from DeCesaro.
Some of that control and confidence seems to be coming back here late in the first inning for DeCesaro as the sun begins to peer out a little bit towards right field. Shouldn't be too much of an issue.
The 1-1 hit right at the shortstop, and there to make the grab is Ty Nelson to retire the side. But in that top of the first inning, 1 run comes around on no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. The Mesquite Wildcats 1, Saguaro Sabercats come to bat here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Probably. Yeah, there were 2.
Bad throw and then the other bad throw.
Yeah. Two errors. It was an unearned run. Both E1.
We're going to call both
Yeah.
E1. All right.
Yeah, those were both DeCesaro.
Anything else?
No.
Did he steal 2 bases on the first error? Or did he just steal 1?
No, just 1. I wonder.
Nice to meet you.
Pinnacle guy, I don't know, it's a Horizon grad. I don't know how I can feel about that now.
Yeah?
Here we go. It stretches. Bottom of the first inning back here at Saguaro High School. And the Sabercats are in an early hole, 1-0 our score. Ty Nelson will lead it off for the Sabercats against Levi Morrison, and the first pitch he chops foul right down to the third base coach's box. 0-1 the count to Ty Nelson. He'll be followed by the pitcher Thomas DeCesaro. Javin Jacobs bats third. Caleb Simpson in the cleanup spot. As the 0-1, good breaking ball in there for a called strike. It's quickly 0-2. Frank DiGregorio bats fifth. Aiden Bronska bats sixth. Tanner Nelson, followed by Kurt Arnold and Jacob Chavez, will round out the order. He'll be the designated hitter. Jacob Pickett not scheduled to bat in this game. 1-2 the count to Ty Nelson.
Pitch down in the dirt as the third pitch of the game. Tough start here for the Mesquite pitcher.
And has a hop skip delivery, and he missed there for a ball. 2-2 the count. Looking at the defensive alignment for the Mesquite Wildcats, Cole Larson will do the catching for right-hander Levi Morrison. As Morrison deals the 2-2, hit on the ground to third. It's gloved off a few hops. Long throw over in time. New retire Nelson, 5-3. One up, one down for DeCesaro.
Strong control and strong throw from McCormack to take out Nelson and start the inning off well for Mesquite. One out, Astor one up.
Looking at the infield for the Mesquite Wildcats from left to right, Jacob McCormick at the hot corner, Thomas Vogie at short, Zach Allen at second, Daniel Clark at first base. In the outfield, Ryan Faye's out in left, Keaton Bell in center, and Zach Zwashka is out in right field. Mesquite is led by head coach Jeff Holland. He is assisted by Steve Harrington. The 1-0 chop foul right over the third base coach's box. That'll even the count at 1-1 to Thomas DeCesaro, looking to help his cause as his squad trails Mesquite 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. The 1-1 skips right in front of home plate. 2-1 now to DeCesaro with Javin Jacobs in the on-deck circle.
A couple early from Morrison. Low, not quite in the dirt. Some of them hit the dirt, but he's got to get a little bit higher up in the plate. Kind of like that, forces a foul ball.
DeCesaro may have swung at a ball there. Looked a little disgruntled with himself. Here's the 2-2. Fastball upstairs. That'll run the count full. Three and two the count. One out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. The 3-2 hit on the ground is short. This will be gloved off a few hops. Throw over in time. And DeCesaro is retired 6-3. 2 up, 2 down for the center fielder Javin Jacobs.
Another strong throw, this time from the shortstop. Good grab again by the first baseman. Tougher call to make for the first base umpire this time around than the first time around, but 2 up, 2 down for the Sabercats. And a good start for Morrison on the mound.
Javin Jacobs batting .231 on the year. He swings at the first pitch, drives it into deep left center. Coming in, taking a bad read was the left fielder Ryan Fahey. He ran too deep, had to come back in, unable to make the grab, and Jacobs going to get a single on that. I don't think you can give an error. You can give a mental error, but not an error in the scorebook. So,
yeah, no, just a tough mistake for Ryan to make out there in left field. Jacobs, the first runner on the field for the Sabercats, and let's see what the 4-batter Simpson can do.
Third baseman Caleb Simpson at the dish, and he takes a called strike. 0-1 the count. Simpson's been busy. Just finished with basketball season. He's already putting the cleats on, ready to play some baseball. Simpson did a lot for the Sabercat basketball team on the hardwood. Swings through that, but the ball gets away from the catcher. Jacobs had a great jump, though, and steals second to put himself in the scoring position. 0-2 the count now to Caleb Simpson. Frank DiGregorio is in the on-deck circle for the Sabercats if they can extend this inning. Morrison from the stretch with a long look into his catcher, gets a sign he likes. He'll come set at the numbers. The 0-2 upstairs. 1-2 now to Caleb Simpson.
Jacobs with a big leadoff on second, causing some issues for Morrison on the mound. He's having to think twice about what he wants to do. Causes that pitch to go high, giving Simpson a chance to battle here.
Morrison will glance up at the runner at second. The 1-2 spiked it in the dirt. And advancing to third on the wild pitch is Jacobs. Jacobs took a nice round off of the third base bag, but he will hold. That pitch didn't get that far away from catcher Cole Larson.
And Larson will go to the mound and have a little talk with Morrison. Might not even get to the mound, but there's going to be a talk happening here. Again, good work from Jacobs on second, causing some issues on the control from Morrison. Allows himself to get to third and gives Simpson a big chance here in the bottom of the first to tie it up for the Sabercats.
Tying run just 90 feet away at the third base bag. 2-2 count to Caleb Simpson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 our score. Wildcats lead the Sabercats. Morrison no longer worried about that runner. He'll work from the wind. A liner right at the shortstop off of his mitt, and Simpson is on with an RBI single. That's a hot shot. That ties this ball game up at 1, and Simpson is on at first.
Simpson keeps the battle going. Jacobs causes some problems for Morrison on the mound. Scores the run. Simpson with a single. Tough play for the shortstop to make. And we get DiGregorio on the mound, batting 5th for the Sabercats.
First offering to Gregorio, called strike. Simpson hopping around down at first. He's getting a healthy lead, but Daniel Clark is holding him on. Ohan won the count to DiGregorio. The 0-1 just a bit high. That'll even things at 1-1.
A little different look from Morrison here. Not even thinking about the runner on first this time. Kind of just throwing the pitch at the batter. Trying to just get out of the inning.
1-1 hit off the handles. First baseman will take it himself and touch the bag to end the frame. But a run comes around, and we are all square at 1 after 1 inning of play. We'll be back with the top of the second inning right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Give that a hit or an error by Simpson when Simpson was at the plate.
I'd say that's it.
I feel like in the majors, that's an error. That's a straight E6. But at this level of play, I think you give it a hit.
So he doesn't have a scoreboard running. So just say that you're doing a good job of that anyway.
Definitely, I got it.
Score more.
Oh, wait, there was no errors. Top of the second inning here at Saguaro High School. 1-1 our score as the Sabercats got an early hole and were able to dig themselves out of it and even this game up at 1. And Thomas DeCesaro now is back in this ball game. As he heads back out to the mound for his second inning of work, he will have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Wildcats with Zach Zawashka to lead things off. The right fielder digs in. And the first from DeCesaro. Hit on the ground to second. This will be gloved by the second baseman. Easy flip over to first for the first put out of the inning, 4-3.
Good start for DeCesaro, 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's see if he can keep that pitch count low here for the rest of this game after a 26-pitch, 2-error first inning for Thomas DeCesaro.
Zach Allen, the second baseman, steps to the dish. He is hitless on the young season. First to Allen, fastball taken for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Allen not wasting any time. DeCesaro rocks and deals, and the 0-1 is hit over our heads, and he's quickly behind at 0-2. Ryan Fahey, the left fielder, in the on-deck circle for the Wildcats. DeCesaro shakes off the first sign. Now will step off the rubber. Dig back on. 0-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second. The 0-2, slow roller down to third. Simpson's going to field it off a few hops. Long throw over in time. Great stretch by the first baseman, Kurt Arnold, for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and the left fielder, Ryan Fahey, will step to the dish. 1-1 our score, top of the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on base.
Strong work from Simpson at third. We've seen him affect the game on the offensive end, now on the defensive end. Keeps this inning short, hopefully, for the Sabercats.
DeCesaro's first offering just missed outside. 1-0 the count to Ryan Fahey. This is the type of inning DeCesaro needs after that long top of the first. The 1-0 hit foul back behind the third base coach's box. That'll even the count at 1-1. Cole Larson in the on-deck circle for the Wildcats. After him, we'll head back to the top of the order for Mesquite. Another borderline pitch, 2-1. Boy, DeCesaro can't catch a break. He's not getting those hometown calls today. The 2-1. Hit hard into the left center gap. Is someone going to get there? They will. Center fielder Javen Jacobs gets over and makes the grab for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left through 1.5. It's 1-1 Mesquite and Saguaro. We'll be back with the bottom of the second right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Is this going right here?
All right, here we go, Sabres. Bottom of the second, starting off number 13, second
We don't want it too
baseman,
high
Dave
for foul ball
Bronski.
reason.
Yeah.
So we want to just.
We are back here for the Bottom of the second, after we moved the camera a little bit, we found some seats, a little change of scenery, but we're still calling the game here. Bottom of the second, Sabercats at bat.
Aiden Bronska, excuse me, takes first pitch ball, 1-0 the count against right-hander Levi Morrison. After Bronska, it'll be Tanner Nelson and Kurt Arnold for the Sabercats. Bronska just caught a piece of that one. Chops a foul, 1-1 the count to the Sabercats second baseman. 1-1 our score here in the bottom of the second inning between Mesquite and Saguaro. The 1-1 from Morrison. Foul right back behind the plate. 1-2 now to Aiden Bronska. The 1-2 up and in. That'll even the count at 2. Two, low and away. Full count now to Aiden Bronska with Tanner Nelson awaiting in the on-deck circle. 3-2. Chopper getting it off the mound is Morrison. Underhand flip to the first baseman Daniel Clark in time to retire Bronska. 1-3 for those of you scoring at home.
Excellent help there from Morrison to help himself out with a tough batter like Nelson coming up to the plate. You want to keep the bases empty.
So Nelson will step to the dish, batting .333 on the young season. First offering to Tanner Nelson is hit hard right at the second baseman, making the grab for the line out. 2 quick outs for the Sabercats for the first baseman, Kurt Arnold.
Theme here in the bottom of the second, same as the first. Is the top of the second. We're seeing pitchers come back a little bit stronger after a rough first inning on both sides. Morrison answering DeCesaro's good inning with another great one of his own.
Arnold looking to help his batting average, batting .091 on the year, takes a ball, 1-0 the count. 2 outs, nobody on base here in the bottom of the second. Chopper down to third, gloved off a few hops. High throw, but first baseman gets the foot down, and that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 2. It's 1-1 between Saguaro and Mesquite. We'll be back with the top of the third right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Yep, 9-1-2.
You said Simpson played basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Leading off the top of the third for Mesquite is the catcher, number 34, Cole Larson.
Top of the third inning here at Saguaro High School. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Mesquite Wildcats here in the top of the third. Catcher Cole Larson to lead things off for Mesquite. Larson batting a perfect 1,000 on the season. On for his third inning of work is Thomas DeCesaro in a 1-1 ball game. Sun starting to peek out behind the clouds, and the first offering from DeCesaro is put in the air by Cole Larson right into no man's land. He's going to dump this in the shallow center field. And Larson's on with a leadoff single. So 1 on, nobody out. We'll head back to the top of the order with center fielder Keaton Bell. Bell is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He struck out looking, and we will have a courtesy runner for the catcher, Cole Larson.
Exactly what you want there from your 9-hitter. End the lineup strong. Get a chance to get back to the lineup and see what adjustments are made here from the Mesquite batters on Thomas DeCesaro, who's now at 32 pitches in 2 innings of play, 9 batters faced.
First offering to Bell is fouled straight back and out of play. 0-1 the count. DeCesaro ready on the rubber. Sets at the waist. The 0-1, a sidearm it. Runner goes. And again, it's spiked in the dirt. Runner's going to steal second and take third on the throwing error by the catcher. Now this ball's thrown away. But the runner's in a hold at third. So a stolen base, and then we'll give it an E4, I believe that was. I think that was second baseman, not the shortstop.
High throw on the first attempt at a pickoff, and a low throw on the second. Tough start for DiGregorio behind the plate, trying to pick off the runners. Let's see what DeCesaro can do with no outs and a runner on third here. See if he can get out of the hole early in the third.
The 1-1 hit hard, one hopper to the second baseman. This is going to get the run home. A late break by the runner. It was number 24, was the courtesy runner. He will come around to score on the RBI ground out by Bell. So, with the bases empty and now 1 out, the shortstop Thomas Vogie will come to the plate. Vogie walked in his first plate appearance, stole a base, and then came around to score on a pair of errors.
That was Wyatt Wright on a courtesy run to score the second run of the game in the third inning for Mesquite. Hit hard down the third base line.
That's fair
Tough play to
ball.
make.
And a single for Vogie. Second time he has reached base here this afternoon. Mesquite's got something cooking with only 1 out here in the top of the third. They've taken a 2-1 lead, and they're looking for more with Jacob McCormick coming to the plate. McCormick is 0 for 0. He walked in his first plate appearance, advanced to second on a throwing error by the pitcher Thomas DeCesaro, and was held there.
Vogiatsis, 2 at-bats, 2 hits. Now he's causing problems on first base for the second time in 3 innings.
Catcher Frank DiGregorio will head out to the mound to talk things over with pitcher Thomas DeCesaro. Almost at the midway point of this ball game. I believe they only play 7 innings at the high school level.
Well, we're moving fast, so.
Well, don't say that. You'll jinx it. This game's going to come to a screeching halt now. Ball outside. DeCesaro glances over at the runner at first. Now he's going to throw over there. Good tag by first baseman Kurt Arnold, but back in safely is Vogie. Fastball high and away. Oh, look, it's our friend, the sun, making an appearance. They like to see that. It's amazing how much warmer it gets when the sun comes out. These clouds really cool things down. Ball low and away.
Wind picking up a little here. See if that makes a difference for any of the fielders or even the batter.
The wind has stayed in the same direction all game. It's blowing out towards right field. A 3-0. Fastball up and away, and drawing the 4-pitch walk is McCormick. So McCormick will trot down to first, Vogie up to second, And with 2 on and 1 out and already a run in, the designated hitter Chris Robles comes to the plate. Robles is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field earlier in this ball game, and the infield will come in for a meeting at the mound. Doesn't look like there's any activity yet in the bullpen for Saguaro, but they'll at least talk things over.
Holland will come out and have a conversation with his batters as well. Adjustments, like we said at the top of the inning, adjustments are going to start to be made here in this ball game. This is where a baseball game is won, on the meetings and on the adjustments. So let's see what DeCesaro can do for the Sabercats to attempt to keep them in this game. 2-1, runners on first and second, 1 out, as Mesquite is coming up to the plate again.
Again, these two teams played earlier this week at Mesquite on Tuesday, with the Wildcats defeating the Sabercats 11-4. It's only 2-1 here today, here in the top of the third, but Mesquite is threatening. Robles ready in the batter's box. The first from DeCesaro, swung through and missed. 0-1 the count. .40 pitches for DeCesaro. The 0-1. Foul tipped. He didn't mean to swing at that, but we'll take it. The foul tip actually hit the catcher. And a little shaken up is Frank DiGregorio, but home plate umpire is going to walk around and give DiGregorio a chance to kind of walk that one off. He tells the umpire, I'm all right. He'll grab his mask and get set back in the crouch. But first, they'll clean off home plate, give him just a few more seconds. 0-2 the count to the designated hitter, Chris Robles. Runners at first and second. Already 1 run in this half inning for the Wildcats. DeCesaro comes set at the belt. The 0-2. Swung through and missed. That's a big strikeout for DeCesaro for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Daniel Clark.
Much better command from Thomas DeCesaro there. As we saw in the first inning, he struggled with runners on the bases to deliver that ball into the strike zone. This time he does a much better job and gets it to 2 outs for the Sabercats defense.
Runners at first and second take their lead. Infield playing back with 2 outs. First offering is hit high and out of play, foul. 0-1 now to Daniel Clark, who popped out to the shortstop to end the first inning. Clark gets set in the box. DeCesaro gets a sign he likes. Here comes the 0-1. The breaking ball, called strike at the knees, and he's quickly ahead at 0-2 to Daniel Clark. DeCesaro's feeling it. Gets back on the rubber. Gets a sign from DiGregorio. The 0-2. Missed inside. No! Late called strike. Boy, the home plate umpire took his time with that call. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the third. 1 run comes around on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. It's Mesquite 2, Saguaro 1. We'll be back right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Bottom of the third inning here at Saguaro High School. Sabercats trailing the Mesquite Wildcats by a score of 2-1. It'll be 9-1 and 2 due up in the Sabercat order as a called strike to the designated hitter Jacob Chavez to lead things off against right-hander Levi Morrison, who is back on the rubber for his third inning of work. The 0-1 swung through and missed. It's quickly 0-2 to Chavez. Chavez on the season batting .667.
Big spot here for Chavez. We saw how effective the 9-1-2 was last inning for Mesquite at the top of the inning.
Just got a piece of that to stay alive at 0-2. After Chavez, we'll head back to the top of the order with Ty Nelson and Thomas DeCesaro. The 0-2. Upstairs. That pitch never broke. The 1-2. Called strike. And Chavez is retired via the strikeout for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down. We'll head to the top of the order with Ty Nelson. Nelson 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to the third baseman in his first at-bat. First offering to Nelson. Swings and misses. They say he may have tipped it, but either way, it's 0-1. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 our score. Mesquite leads Saguaro. The 0-1 swung through and missed. It's quickly 0-2 to Ty Nelson with Thomas DeCesaro in the on-deck circle.
Morrison starting the bottom of the third strong for Mesquite. Let's see what Ty Nelson can do to solve that and keep himself in the game here.
The 0-2 in the dirt for ball 1. Now, Morrison's throwing some gas right now to start this third inning of work. If he just sticks to that fastball, Saguaro's not really being able to catch up to it. They're really swinging late. It's when he throws the breaking balls that he gets himself in trouble. The 1-2 hit on the ground, deep in the hole, backhanded by the shortstop. Long throw over, gets away from the first baseman, and we'll give that a hit. Even if he was able to make a clean throw there, Nelson was so far down the line, he would have had the single. We will, however, give the E6, advancing him to second base. That was a bad throw. That is not going to go on that first baseman.
Looks like a little discussion here between Nelson, who stayed on first and then was allowed to go to second, I think, due to some help from the dugout.
We'll see what the umpires decide here.
Either way, Nelson was definitely standing on first and was given the look by the umpire to walk to second. Tough mistake there for the Mesquite dugout to have here in the bottom of the third.
Runner in scoring position for the Sabercats here in the bottom of the third. They trail by a run with 1 out, and the pitcher, Thomas DeCesaro, coming to the plate. DeCesaro 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Pitcher versus pitcher here in the first offering to DeCesaro. Missed low and away, 1-0 the count. Ty Nelson taking a lead up at second. He is not being held on. Infield playing back.
We have seen Morrison struggle with that runner at second base already when we had Javin Jacobs out there.
1-0 high and in, 2-0 now. It's obvious Morrison's more worried about that runner than he is the hitter.
He seems to miss high, too, when that runner is back there. See, it's the third or fourth pitch he's thrown high with a runner on second base.
The 2-0 is lifted into center. Catch will be made, and runner's going to have to hold at second. 2 outs now, and that'll bring up center fielder Javin Jacobs. Jacobs singled, stole a base, advanced to third on a wild pitch, and would later come around to score the only run for the Sabercats back in the first inning. Jacobs has an opportunity, though, to drive in the runner from second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Saguaro trailing by a run. First offering to Jacobs, hit hard right at the shortstop. He'll glove it, throw over in time for the 6-3 put out. In the bottom of the third, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left. We've completed 3. Mesquite leads Saguaro 2-1. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
The Varsity Sports Show and the National Youth Football and Cheer Association proudly present NYFCA TV. Every Saturday morning at 10, the Varsity Sports Show's Vince DeLizio and NYFCA Commissioner Jason Hirsch bring you the best of Arizona youth football, including previews and highlights. Then at 10:30, catch the football game of the week with Arizona's top players up to age 14. Join Vince, Jason, and friends every Saturday morning from Mavericks in Scottsdale on NYFCA TV.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbeterathletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Cohen won the count. After Zawashka, it'll be Allen and Fahey. 2-1 our score. Mesquite leads Saguaro. The 0-1 is thrown in the dirt to even the count at 1-1. No outs, nobody on here in the top of the 4th. One fouled back. Lands right in front of us. 1-2.
DeCesaro had a strong second inning against this section of the lineup. Let's see if he can keep it going here in the 4th and help him and his team out as they look to get on the batting side of in the bottom of the 4th.
1-2 missed outside. That'll even the count at 2.
Sun is hanging out still. Thought it might go away for a little while. Then it came back, and now it's here to stay by the looks of it. No real clouds in sight.
2-2, check swing, slow roller to third, long throw for Simpson in time to retire Zawashka. 5-3 on the putout.
Play made by Arnold at first base.
1 up, 1 down for the second baseman, Zach Allen. Allen's 0 for 1. He grounded out to Caleb Simpson in his last at-bat. Cesaro right at 50 for his pitch count to this point. First offering to Zach Allen is hit high in the air to center. Going back on it is Javen Jacobs. He'll take a few steps in and make the grab for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the left fielder, Ryan Fahey. Fahey is 0 for 1. He lined out to Javen Jacobs in his first at-bat.
Second solid track out in center field for Jacobs. He's been a calm presence out there in the outfield for the Sabercats.
Cesaro misses low and away. Ball 1 to Fahey. 1-0. Went with that sidearm fastball. Missed up and in. 2-0 now to Ryan Fahey. Catcher Cole Larson awaits in the on-deck circle if Mesquite is able to extend this inning. 2-0 in the dirt, 3-0 now. DeCesaro having a tough time finding that strike zone.
Outside, inside, and low to start for those 3 pitches. This first real pitch we've seen inside. He's missed a lot away and low.
3-0 missed up and in, walks him on 4 straight. So Fahey draws a 2-out walk. He'll jog on down to first, and that'll bring up the catcher Cole Larson. Larson singled last inning. He was then lifted for courtesy runner Wyatt Wright. Wright then came in, stole a base, reached third on an error, and would later come around to score.
Still batting 1,000 on the year is the catcher, Larson. Let's see if he can keep it going, or primarily let's see if DeCesaro can stop him.
Good check over at first. Almost had him, but, you know, Kurt Arnold's had a tough go of it at first, handling the throwovers from DeCesaro.
Fahey not too big of a leadoff either. Taking a big enough to make DeCesaro think about it.
First to Larson, hit on the ground to short. He gloves it, throw over one hop, and Arnold unable to handle. I know he threw it in the dirt, but I think you can easily glove that off a hop. I want to give the E3 there.
Either way, we've seen it. We said at the beginning of the game, got to be clean and tidy if you're the Sabercats. Too many errors in the first 4 games of the year. Way too many errors today against Mesquite this time around. And a lot of problems at first, a lot of problems at pitcher at times with DeCesaro. The middle infield has struggled. And there hasn't been much in the outfield to really make up for those mistakes.
Runners at first and second, and this inning will be extended as we head to the top of the order with Keaton Bell. Bell's 0 for 2 with an RBI, and he'll take a called strike, 0-1 the count. Bell struck out swinging in the first, had an RBI ground out back in the third.
Big chance, big spot for DeCesaro. Runners on second here. He struggled with that all day.
0-1 in at the knees. That'll even the count at 1. DeCesaro approaching the 60 mark for his pitch count. Got to figure he might have another inning, 2 at max left in him. He'll step off the rubber and get back on now. 1-1 count, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Mesquite leading Saguaro 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. The 1-1 from DeCesaro, swung through and missed. 1-2 the count. DeCesaro just a strike away from getting out of this jam.
Big swing from Keaton Bell, trying to drive in the runner in scoring position. Helps out DeCesaro a lot when you got a guy trying to make the hero play on plate at the plate.
'60th pitch of this ball game upcoming from DeCesaro. Shakes off the first sign, likes the second, comes set at the number. The 1-2, swung through and missed. Catcher dropped it. He'll have to throw down. Throws in time to retire the side 2-3 on the putout. In the top of the 4th, there were no runs, no hits. There was an error and a walk. 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Mesquite 2, Saguaro 1. We'll be back right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Vintage Motors specializes in custom builds, fabrication, engine swaps, routine maintenance, and service for all years, makes, and models, including diesels. From Ford Model A builds to tow truck repair and more, it's Vintage Motors. Give them a call today at 623-930-8494 or stop by 3015 East Main Street in Mesa, just east of Lindsay, and tell them the Varsity Sports Show sent you.
At Angel Dentistry, our focus is to provide the highest quality and comprehensive family and cosmetic dentistry care. From checkups and cleanings to advanced issues like gum disease and implants, Angel Dentistry will provide
sophomore Nelson. Bases loaded, no outs. You've got to drive in something here at the very least, or maybe even get yourself a walk with the bases loaded. We've seen Morrison struggle with control here in the fourth. Have to get a run at maybe even two, you have to say, for Saguaro. This has to be a spot where they take control of this game a little bit more.
Tanner Nelson batting .333 coming into today's game. He is 0 for 1 today, lined out to the second baseman in his only at-bat. Morrison's going to stay in this game. He's had a rough start here in the bottom of the fourth. No outs, bases loaded. First offering is high for a ball. 1-0 the count to Tanner Nelson. Nelson just going to leave that bat on his shoulders. He's going to make Morrison throw him a strike. And he does, and Morrison blows that one by Nelson as he swings right through it. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Foul tipped in front of the plate. 1-2 now to Tanner Nelson.
Biggest spot of the game so far for Morrison and also for Saguaro, especially Tanner Nelson here. 1-2 is the count.
Here it is. Called strike 3. Nelson's retired. And now this is when it gets scary. Bases are loaded. You have 1 out, but you have Kurt Arnold stepping to the plate, who's batting .091 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out to the third baseman. There's an out at any base right now for Mesquite. So if Arnold hits this on the ground, you have to be wary of a double play. First offering to Arnold just missed outside. 1-0 to the Sabercat first baseman. Saguaro needs a run to tie this ball game, 2 to take the lead. The 1-0 called strike. 1-1. Morrison ready on the rubber. The 1-1 to Arnold. Up and in, 2-1 now to Kurt Arnold.
The tying run Simpson on third. The go-ahead run Seo on second. And Bronska on first for the Sabercats. Arnold at the plate.
The 2-1. Hit in the air. This is going to get down and roll. Right fielder misplays the ball. 2 runs come across, and Saguaro takes the 3-2 lead.
Simpson and Seo score as a big spot for Kurt Arnold. Batting .091 on the year. He comes up big with a single to drive in 2 after a tough play to be made by the right fielder for Mesquite.
So Simpson and Seo score. Aiden Brooks is down at third. Arnold at first, and with runners at the corners and 1 out, the designated hitter Jacob Chavez will step to the plate. The first to Chavez, a ball high, 1-0 the count. Chavez is 0 for 1 today, struck out looking back in the third inning. Sabercats lead 3-2, their first lead of this ball game.
Morrison nearing the 70 mark with a tough fourth inning. Arnold leading off, gets to the bag in time.
Morrison deals, and Chavez lifts this foul back behind the Saguaro dugout. 2-1 the count. Believe it's 2-1. Scoreboard's not showing a count. Now the umpire just showed 2-1. All right. Runners at the corners get their lead. The 2-1. Chavez once again fouls us back behind the Saguaro dugout to even the count at 2-2. Sabercats lead the Wildcats 3-2 with a pair of runs here in the bottom of the fourth for their first lead of this ball game.
Sun starting to come right across the batter's box here. Going to make it tough for any hitter at the plate from here on out.
The 2-2 to Chavez. Swung on. Oh, he caught a piece of it to stay alive at 2-2. Sabercats battled their way back into this ball game, and you like to see how this young squad is rebounding. You know, they could have easily hung their heads after falling to this Mesquite team 11-4 earlier this week, but they're coming out battling here today. Chavez swings through that, and he is out. But the
Bronska.
runner comes around to score as on the passed ball. So Bronska scores the 4th run of this ball game. Would you call that a pass ball or a wild pitch? I think pass ball.
It was a little low, but definitely catchable. And, yep, a little low, definitely catchable. I'm going to say pass ball. I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Arnold advances up to second,
Ty
and
Nelson.
with 2 outs, Ty Nelson will come to the plate. They're going to have a courtesy runner come into this ball game for Kurt Arnold. Number 20 will come in to run for the Sabercats. Ty Nelson at the plate is 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st inning. Sabercats have struck for 3 here in the bottom of the 4th, looking for more, as the pitch count is now at 70 for Levi Morrison here on the afternoon. Morrison with a long look in. And the first offering to Nelson is lifted high in the air to shallow right. Coming in and making the grab is Zach Swashka for the final out of the inning. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Saguaro Sabercats strike for 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors in the inning and 1 runner left on base. After 4 complete, it's the Sabercats 4, the Wildcats 2. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Wild.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Arguably an even bigger spot here for DeCesaro than we just saw with Morrison in the top, as they have the lead, and it's a big, big lead. It was a 2-run lead. We've already seen a run be brought in here on some mistakes and on some good play, actually, from Mesquite at times. Now we've just got to see if DeCesaro can get out of the inning with damage limitation here and keep it at 4-3.
2-0 the count. Runners take their lead at first and second. Infield plan back with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 4-3 our score. Sabercats lead by a run. The 2-0 fouled back out of play. 2-1 the count now. Mesquite struck for a run in the top of the 1st, another run in the top of the 3rd, and they've scored 1 so far here in the top of the 5th. Saguaro's had a run in the bottom of the 1st inning and struck for 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-1 hit in the air but foul out of play, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Long look in by DeCesaro. He'll step off the rubber and tell his catcher Frank DiGregorio to go through the signals again.
DiGregorio seeming a bit frustrated with his catcher, or with his pitcher. But we go again.
The 2-2. Tried to frame it, didn't get the call. Count's been run full. And DeCesaro's now over the 70 pitch mark on the afternoon as he glances up at the scoreboard. Full count, 1 out. Runners at first and second for Mesquite. They trail the Sabercats by a run. The 3-2, got him. Called strike 3, and Zwashka does not like that call. He yelled right back at the umpire, and he better watch it. Last thing he wants is to get tossed.
Lots of frustration for Mesquite here as Holland will come out to at least have a little discussion.
We're going to have a pinch hitter for Zach Allen, and this is one of the best hitters for Mesquite, Tariq Freeney. I was surprised he was not in the starting lineup this afternoon, but he's coming to bat now.
Coach Jeff Holland for Mesquite sensing the moment, sensing DeCesaro having a bit of an issue, brings in Freeney, who you said is one of the better plate men for Mesquite. And let's see what they can do with a runner, with runners on the bases, 2 outs, big spot for Freeney, even bigger spot for the pitcher DeCesaro.
Ranks top 2 on this Mesquite team in most offensive categories as he chops the first pitch foul back behind the plate. 0-1 the count.
Key here for DeCesaro is get out to a lead early on the batter and see if he can hold on and get out of the inning at 4-3 with 2 on the bases.
The 0-1 misses high. 1-1 the count. Already 1 run in for Mesquite here in the top of the 5th. They're looking for more as they have runners at first and second. The 1-1. Freeney hits it on the ground to short. This should be 2. Nope, it's booted. E6 loads the bases.
Routine play should have been made there, but Freeney puts a little pop on the ball, makes it tough for the shortstop. And we get bases loaded for the Wildcats here as DeCesaro in a tough spot for the Sabercats. A tough spot, but a doable spot, wouldn't you agree? Something he can handle, I think.
Yeah, all you need is 1. All you need is 1. Ryan Fahey will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He has a line out and a walk this afternoon. And the first to Fahey, good breaking ball across for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Bases are full of Mesquite Wildcats. Robles at third, Clark at second, Freeney at first.
We talk about that walk. Fahey has had a lot of solid plate control from Mesquite today. He's gotten the better of DeCesaro both at bats despite being 0-1. He's one of the guys you want at the plate, and DeCesaro
hits him. And the tying run has just trotted across home plate.
DiGregorio will go to the mound to have a talk with his pitcher, DeCesaro. Time is called by the umpire, obviously.
Robles scores, and we are all knotted at 4. Clark trots over to third. Freeney up to second. Fahey on at first. Still 2 outs, 4-4 our score, and we've got the number 9 hitter, Cole Larson, coming to the plate for Mesquite. We'll see if they make a pitching change here. 77 pitches on the afternoon for Thomas DeCesaro. And already 2 runs have come across here in the top of the 5th inning.
Really tough top of the 5th for DeCesaro and the Saguaro Sabercats here. Had a great offensive bottom of the 4th, get a 4-2 lead, give 2 runs in with a few mistakes, a few good at-bats for Mesquite, and all of a sudden they're now on the back foot. But 2 outs, always a chance to get out of it. Only takes 1, as you said, and a big, big spot for Saguaro and Mesquite both. Turning point in the game.
Larson swings at the first pitch, puts a drive into this one. This is going to get caught on the run by center fielder Javen Jacobs, who makes the grab right on the warning track to retire the side. No out bigger than that one here in this ball game. 2 runs come across that half inning on just 1 hit. There was only 1 error, and the bases were left loaded. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, all knotted at 4 between the Saguaro Sabercats and the Mesquite Wildcats. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
At Angel Dentistry, our focus is to provide the highest quality and comprehensive family and cosmetic dentistry care. From checkups and cleanings to advanced issues like gum disease and implants, Angel Dentistry will provide an array of dental services to meet all of your family's needs. With extensive experience in using the latest dental techniques and state-of-the-art technology, visit us online at angeldentistry.net for more information or call to schedule your appointment today.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com. Spelled S-T-E-S-A for style.
And Mesquite Wildcats. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for Saguaro with pitcher Thomas DeCesaro to lead things off. He's 0 for 2, grounded out in the first inning, flew out in the third, and the first 2 DeCesaro is in there for a ball, 1-0 the count. Levi Morrison remains on the mound for Mesquite for his 5th inning of work. 72 pitches he's thrown on the afternoon, hits a comebacker right. This gets past the diving second baseman and into center, so a leadoff single for Thomas DeCesaro trying to help his cause. And that's back-to-back innings that Saguaro, has had their leadoff man on base. We'll see if they're able to capitalize with the center fielder Javen Jacobs coming to the plate. Jacobs made one heck of a catch to end the top of the 5th inning. We'll see if he could do something now on the offensive end as he takes a ball, 1-0 the count. Jacobs is 1 for 2 today. He singled and scored, also stole a base back in the first inning. He grounded out to the shortstop to end the 3rd inning. The 1-0 upstairs, 2-0 now to Jacobs. Hopping around down at first is Thomas DeCesaro. He's keeping Daniel Clark busy.
Jacobs has shown some pop off the bat today early. And that one will go straight up into the air.
That'd be a home run if we were playing in a silo. But getting underneath it is Jacob McCormick, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. DeCesaro retreats back to first base. One out and one on for the third baseman, Caleb Simpson. Simpson's reached base twice today. He had an RBI single back in the first, walked and scored in the fourth.
Big-time player for the basketball program here at Saguaro as well. He's been a big-time player for the baseball team today, as that one's pulled right.
Hit that one hard, but foul down the first baseline. 0-1 the count now to Caleb Simpson. Pitch count approaching 80 for Levi Morrison. The 0-1 to Simpson. Missed at the letters, 1-1.
We're seeing Morrison not really worry about the runner like we talked about a couple innings ago with Saguaro. Not to worry about the runner, just focus on the man at the plates. Morrison doing a lot of that, just working on Simpson, not worrying about DeCesaro at first.
1-1 is fouled back out of play. And it's now 1-2 to Caleb Simpson. Got to protect the plate here. Tie ball game in the bottom of the fifth.
Simpson crowding it a little bit more, like you said, protect it.
1-2 swung right through that one for strike three. And Simpson's retired for the first time this afternoon. 2 quick outs for the Sabercats. Runner still at first. For the catcher, Frank DiGregorio. DiGregorio grounded out to the first baseman. He's also singled and, well, his courtesy runner stole a base and scored a run. But DiGregorio is 1 for 2 at the plate today. First offering to the Sabercat backstop, swings and misses, and that throw is off the mark. So stealing second base is Thomas DeCesaro. And Sabercats have a man in scoring position with the battery at the plate. You have DiGregorio at the plate, if I could speak, and you have his pitcher up at second in DeCesaro. Fastball upstairs, 2-1 now.
Morrison, again, we've seen it all day long. He struggles exceptionally with the runner at second. We've even seen DeCesaro do it a lot. Do not worry about that runner. Focus on the batter, especially when you've got a guy like DiGregorio, who has not had the best of seasons to start here, but another high pitch comes from Morrison at the mound.
Yeah, with 2 outs, it's not a big deal to worry about that runner right now. Just focus on that batter. But that's good news for the Sabercats. You want them to keep focusing on that runner because we'll capitalize. Breaking ball there, taken for a called strike to even the count at 2-2. Deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner up at second.
Big moment for Morrison here.
Payoff pitch to DiGregorio, misses outside. Full count now to the Sabercat catcher. That was the 85th pitch for Levi Morrison. The 3-2 to DiGregorio. Hit in the air on a line right to the center fielder, Keaton Bell, who makes the grab for the final out of the inning. Sabercats strand a runner, no runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 runner left after 5 complete. We're still knotted at 4 between Mesquite and Saguaro. We'll be back with the top of the 6th right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Vintage Motors specializes in custom builds, fabrication, engine swaps, routine maintenance, and service for all years, makes, and models, including diesels. From Ford Model A builds to tow truck repair and more, it's Vintage Motors. Give them a call today at 623-930-8494 or stop by 3015 East Main Street in Mesa, just east of Lindsay, and tell them the Varsity Sports Show sent you.
Top of the 6th inning here at Saguaro High School. 4-4 our score between Mesquite and your Sabercats. Due up this half inning for the Wildcats. Top of the order with Keaton Bell to lead things off. He's 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts and an RBI ground out.
Comfortable little drop in temperature in between innings there, as DeCesaro will go to his mound for the 6th inning. 78 pitches in 5 innings. Big spot for him to see if he can last this whole inning and help out the Sabercats bullpen.
Squaring the bunt is Bell, and he sends it foul in front of the Sabercat dugout. 0-1 the count. The wind has calmed down. Looking at the flag out in right center, it's barely even moving. Sun is behind a slight cloud cover at the moment, and as you were saying, Ryan, it is really dropped in temperature in that half inning. It has gotten cool out here. But warm temperatures are on the way here in Arizona. Kind of nice to hear that.
Perfect baseball weather, though.
Yes. 0-1 chopped foul, and it's 0-2 now to Keaton Bell with Thomas Vogie in the on-deck circle for the Wildcats.
Exactly where you want to be if you're Mesquite, with the 1 and the 2 and the 3 all coming up to bat. Tough spot for DeCesaro to manage, but let's see if he can do it for the Sabercats.
0-2 in the dirt. 1-2 now to Keaton Bell. Looking ahead to the bottom half of the 6th inning, the Sabercats will have the bottom part of their order due up, as they will have 6, 7, and 8 coming to the plate. 1-2 to Bell, skipped in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2-2. .82 pitches on the afternoon for DeCesaro. Sure, he's getting fatigued out there. Here's the 2-2. Fastball missing outside, and that'll run the count full. Nobody on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th. 4-4 ball game. Big pitch upcoming from DeCesaro.
Bell, the exact man you want on at the plate if you're Mesquite.
3-2 hit on the ground. Be handled by the first baseman. Easy flip over to DeCesaro, who will cover the bag. 3-1 on the putout.
Comfortable grab for Kurt Arnold, who has had his troubles over there at first base. And a good play by him to kind of make up for his mistakes earlier on. Excellent follow-through by DeCesaro to make the play.
Thomas Vogie will step to the plate. He's reached base in all 3 plate appearances. He's walked, stole a base, and scored back in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. Was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored in the 5th. First pitch and this at-bat to Vogie is taken for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 6th. The 1-0. Up and in, 2-0 now.
Good attempt to frame by De Gregorio, but DeCesaro struggling a bit with control here in the top of the 6th. Now up to 86 pitches from the mound.
Time running out in this ball game. One of these teams has to strike, as that ball is chopped foul, lands in the Sabercat dugout. 2-1 the count. Two-1 hit high in the air. It's going to be in foul territory. And ripping off his mask and making the grab in foul territory is Frank De Gregorio for the 2nd out of the inning.
Big-time play from your senior catcher there. Exactly what you want from him as a presence behind the plate. And you get to 2 outs. You have a real shot to get out of this inning with no damage done on the scoreboard. 88 pitches, though, for DeCesaro. Has to be nearing the end of his day.
Jacob McCormick will step to the plate. He has a pair of walks and a flyout on the afternoon and takes a first pitch called strike. 0-1 the count.
And just as I say that, DeCesaro delivers a solid fastball right over the plate.
Here comes his 90th pitch of the afternoon, And this one is hit on the ground sharply past the second baseman. 2-out single for Jacob McCormick. He's on base for the third time this afternoon. I'll bring up the cleanup hitter and the designated hitter, Chris Robles, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. DeCesaro looking to get out of this frame. If you can get out of this here with Robles, you get through the bulk of their order, and you hope that your offense can strike for a run in the bottom half of this inning. Maybe bring in the closer, get 3 outs, and go home with a win.
Rough swing and a miss for Robles. Good pitch. Good work from DiGregorio to keep it in front of him.
Quick check on the runner, just back in time. Good snap throw over. 0-1 the count to Chris Robles. Fastball at the letters, called strike. 0-2 the count. DeCesaro a strike from getting out of this inning. He'll take a long walk around the mound. Back on the rubber now. The 0-2. Hit in the air, deep to left. Coming in now and making the grab is Jacob Pickett for the final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, all knotted at 4 between Mesquite and Saguaro here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Oh, I hope we score here.
Starting off, second baseman number 13, Aiden Bronska.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Saguaro High School. 4-4 our score. It'll be Hayden Bronska, Tanner Nelson, and Kurt Arnold due up for the Sabercats here in the bottom of the 6th against right-hander Levi Morrison, who's on for his 6th inning of work. Didn't look the sharpest in his warm-ups. We'll see what he's able to throw here in the 6th. Both starters have gone the distance to this point as Bronska fouls off the first pitch. He's behind at 0-1. 87 pitches now on the afternoon for Levi Morrison. Bronska is 0 for 1, a ground out, a walk, and a run scored on the afternoon. The 0-1 hops in the dirt. 1-1 the count.
Morrison, a guy who's only pitched 2 innings on the year, really entering a bit of the unknown territory for him. So it'll be even more interesting to see how he acts it out here.
1-1 swung through and missed. 1-2 now to Aiden Bronska. Breaking ball from Levi Morrison. Really fooled Bronska. The 1-2 in the dirt. I'll even the count at 2-2.
We talked about his warm-up before the inning started. He had 2 or 3 of those in the dirt. So if you're Saguaro, you saw that, you looked at it, and you said, take something low, maybe you'll get it.
2-2. Missed low and away. That'll run the count full to Bronska. Sabercats would love to score here in the bottom of the 6th. As 3-2 hit over the head of the second baseman. It's going to get down and roll. And Bronska's on with a leadoff single. That is the 3rd straight inning the Sabercats have had the leadoff batter on. Check that, 4th straight inning. They didn't get the leadoff man on in the 1st or 2nd. They've had the leadoff man on since. So 1 on, nobody out for the right fielder, Tanner Nelson. Nelson is 0 for 2 with a line out to the second baseman, and he struck out looking in the 4th. He'll square to bunt to try to advance that runner. Pops this foul right in front of the Wildcat dugout. 0-1 the count. Just got to get the bunt down here. Morrison over 90 pitches on the afternoon. Bronska at first, ready to run if Nelson can get the bunt down. The 0-1. Squares to bunt, gets this down, it'll stay fair. He does his job. He's out 1-3 on the sacrifice, but Bronska advances up to second. Runner in scoring position for the Sabercats for the first baseman, Kurt Arnold. Arnold grounded out in his first at-bat in the second inning, but he had a 2 RBI single in the 4th.
He's already had the biggest hit of the game. If you're Kurt Arnold, you want to get another big hit for the Sabercats here. Runner in scoring position, Bronska, who has a bit of speed on him. See if you can drive one into the right side of the field and get a runner in, or even get a runner to third at the least.
Bronska swings at the first pitch. He's going to put this down in the left center gap. Rounding third and coming around to score the go-ahead run. And standing up at second is Kurt Arnold with his 3rd RBI of the game. And the Sabercats take their first lead of this ball game, 5-4 our score as Aiden Bronska scores from second. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, and the designated hitter, Jacob Chavez, will come to the plate.
Kurt Arnold, who had his struggles early on in the game at first base, has really had a few errors, had a few mistakes, a few miscommunications with the pitcher Thomas Chisero, but he's come up big these last 2 plate appearances with 3 RBIs, as you said, and now a mound visit for Mesquite. Could this be the end of the night for Levi Morrison? Doesn't look like it. He'll get another chance to go out there.
I think at this rate, you got to leave him out there. And you don't want to burn up any extra arms. You just hope for the best here. He needs 2 more outs to get out of this inning.
And then you're going to need a run if you're Mesquite, obviously, to keep this game going in the 7th, as we think, hopefully correctly, likely correctly, that this game ends in 7 innings at the high school level.
The first is Chavez. He'll square to bunt. Ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Kurt Arnold getting the lead up at second base.
Trying to get Kurt Arnold, who maybe isn't the fastest of runners, into an even better position to score probably.
1-0 to Chavez. He gets the bunt down. It'll be gloved by the pitcher. Throw over. And he is out 1-3 on the sacrifice bunt.
2 well-executed bunts, doing their jobs well. If you're Saguaro, you have to be happy with that if you're Joe Mickey. Giving the instruction and having it be carried out properly is all you ask as a head coach.
Kurt Arnold's at third, and with 2 outs, we'll head to the top of the order with Ty Nelson. Nelson's 1 for 3 with a single. And now time is called.
Nelson, the leadoff hitter, is 100% probably the guy you want at this spot, though, the senior.
First off frame was low, 1-0 the count to Nelson. Levi Morrison quickly approaching the century mark for pitches on the afternoon.
The sun reappears at the exact wrong moment if you're the Sabercats.
The 1-0 is hit into right. Will this get down? Making the running grab is Zach Swashka. What a grab out in right to end the inning. The Sabercats, though, strike for the go-ahead run on 2 hits. There were no errors, 1 runner left. We head to the top of the 7th. Sabercats lead the Wildcats 5-4. We'll be back with the top of the 7th inning right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
The Varsity Sports Show and the National Youth Football and Cheer Association proudly present NYFCA TV. Every Saturday morning at 10, the Varsity Sports Show's Vince DeLizio and NYFCA Commissioner Jason Hirsch bring you the best of Arizona youth football, including previews and highlights. Then at 10:30, catch the football game of the week with Arizona's top players up to age 14. Join Vince, Jason, and friends every Saturday morning from Mavericks in Scottsdale on NYFCA TV.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Standing in their way is Daniel Clark, Zach Zwashka, and Zach Allen. First up is Daniel Clark. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon with an RBI single. He'll take a ball up and in, 1-0 the count. DeCesaro sets at the waist, the 1-0. Hit in the air, but foul. DeCesaro ready with the 1-1. Hit on the ground, chopper down the short. Nelson gloves it, throws, one hop. Is it in time? It is. He's retired 6-3. 1 up, 1 down for the right fielder, Zach Zwashka. Zwashka's 0 for 3 today with a pair of groundouts and a strikeout, but he made one heck of a defensive play to end the bottom half of the 6th inning out in right field. We'll see if he could do the same thing here at the plate.
Redemption for Kurt Arnold at first base, who's made a few errors out today. He's had a big day on offense. Keeps the momentum on his side with a great defensive play there at first.
First offering from DeCesaro to Zwashka is up and in for a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 fouled back out of play. 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning, 5-4. Saguaro leading Mesquite. The 1-1 hit foul right in front of the third base coach's box. 1-2 the count. And this will be the 100th pitch of the game for DeCesaro. The 1-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again.
Zwashka battling here, keeping himself in it and involved, driving that pitch count even further up for DeCesaro. Every pitch counts for that fatigue factor.
1-2, chop foul. Staying alive is Zwashka. DeCesaro now will throw his 102nd pitch of the afternoon. 1 out, nobody on base here in the top of the 7th. 5-4 our score. Zwashka ready at the dish. The 1-2 from DeCesaro. Hit off the handle, just kind of nubbed. Shortstop gets it, throw over. He got him, 6-3. What a bang-bang play. A head-first slide by Zwashka, still unable to get there safely. 2 outs for the Sabercats, and Mesquite is down to their final out, and it looks like they're going to send a pinch hitter to the plate. It will be number 10. That is Jake Gurrell, the freshman. And are they going to pull DeCesaro, or are they just going to talk to him here? It looks like they might pull him.
Terrific play from Nelson out there at shortstop to come across the middle infield, make the grab, get the throw to Arnold. Arnold with a second consecutive really good play at first. He had a couple struggles early on like we talked about, but that was perfect from your first baseman. Exactly what you want there for the Sabercats. And even better,
DeCesaro's going to come out of this game, and to come in to try to close it, get the final out of the game is Ty Nelson,
who just made the spectacular play at short.
So it looks like Bronska's going to move over to short. DeCesaro's going to play second, and Nelson will move from short to the pitcher's mound, as he'll try to pick up the one-out save. What a game for DeCesaro, as he goes 6 2/3 and tries to pick up the win. Cesaro ends with 5 strikeouts on the afternoon.
Couple errors early on, but he was able to manage himself off, and he drove up that pitch count, went a long way for Saguaro. Big help there, you have to see.
Also had 5 walks on the afternoon. Those were his first walks of the season. So a little wild early on, but then he settled in.
It was pretty much the performance you would have hoped against one of the premier programs in the state of Arizona from your ace to get you to this spot, and now you bring in Ty Nelson to close it off with a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 7th, 2 outs.
Actually is just going to be a straight switch, so Bronska will remain at second. DeCesaro is going to move to short. Nelson will move from short to the pitcher's mound.
Big spot for the freshman, Jake Gurrell, for Mesquite at the plate.
Gurrell's the first pitch. Just missed for a ball, 1-0 the count. But bringing the heat is Ty Nelson. The 1-0 chop just fouled down the first baseline. That'll leave it the count at 1-1. All the Sabercat players up on the fencing in the dugout. 2 strikes away from a victory.
Exactly what you want if you're Saguaro. Ty Nelson throwing some heat, trying to get the pitch, trying to get the hitter to swing at something, get an easy out.
1-1 fastball in, 2-1 the count now.
An animated Caleb Simpson over at third thought he might have gotten that one.
The 2-1 hit foul down the third baseline. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning. 5-4. Sabercats lead the Wildcats. 1 more strike, and that'll be a Saguaro victory. Ty Nelson ready on the mound. Gets a sign from his catcher. The 2-2 is fouled back. We'll do it again. Saguaro has battled back all afternoon. They have never given up, and they lead by a run, looking to close this game out. The 2-2. Nelson deals in the dirt, and he'll run the count full now to Jake Gurrell with Ryan Fahey in the on-deck circle for the Mesquite Wildcats.
Gurrell stands at 5'7", tough strike zone to hit if you are Ty Nelson right now. But strike zone you've got to hit in this scenario. Full count.
3-2. Got him looking, and that will do it. A victory for the Saguaro Sabercats as they move to 2-3 overall with the win. Mesquite falls for the first time this season, and they drop 5-1. Mesquite had knocked off Saguaro at Mesquite earlier this week, 11-4. But Saguaro no quit in the Sabercats this afternoon as they battle back for a 5-4 victory in 7 innings here this afternoon. Win goes to Thomas DeCesaro, loss to Levi Morrison, and picking up the 1-out save for the Saguaro Sabercats is right-hander Ty Nelson. Again, the final score here from Saguaro High School, Sabercats 5, Mesquite Wildcats 4. Thank you so much for joining us. For my partner, Ryan Sikora, I'm Derek Diesner. Want to thank our entire Varsity Sports Show crew for all of their hard work here this afternoon, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow for our radio show at 9 a.m. on 1060 a.m. KDUS. That'll do it here from Saguaro High School. Have a great evening, everyone.